A quick note before we start. Everything here is gathered from public sources online, so some details may be incomplete or out of date. I'm not an expert. If you spot a mistake, please drop a comment so I can learn and fix it. Thanks for watching with an open, curious mind. You are sitting still. Nothing in this room can hurt you. The door is locked. The fridge is full. No predator has been within 1,000 miles of you for your entire life, and yet your chest is tight. Your heart is fast. Your thoughts are already sprinting, all because of a message, a number on a screen, a single word someone said 3 hours ago. Somewhere inside you, an alarm is screaming, and it is screaming about a threat that was never there. Every human alive carries this alarm. C'est toi, Cyril. You did not install it. You did not choose its settings. It came preloaded, hundreds of thousands of years before you were born. For the people who passed it down to you, it was the difference between morning and death, a rustle in the grass, a shadow at the mouth of a cave, a silence where bird song should be. Their bodies reacted before their minds could argue. Muscles tightened, breath quickened, eyes went wide, and most of the time, it was nothing. A gust of wind, a falling branch, a harmless bird. But every so often, it was not nothing. Every so often, it was teeth. The ancestors who felt the fear and ran survived to have children. The ones who stayed relaxed and waited to be certain often did not. So the nervous, twitchy, easily startled ones became your family tree. You are the descendant of the Worriers, and their alarm is still ringing inside you today. Here is the strange part. That alarm was never built to be right. It was built to be safe. Which is a very different thing. An evolutionary psychiatrist named Randolph Ness gave this idea a name. He called it the smoke detector principle. Think about the smoke detector in a kitchen. It shrieks when you burn the toast. It shrieks at a little steam, a hot pan, a candle across the room. 99 times out of 100, there is no fire at all. It is annoying, and it is almost always wrong. And you would never dream of tearing it off the ceiling, because the one time it truly matters, it saves your life and everything you own. Your fear works in exactly the same way. Ness even put rough numbers to it. Imagine that running away costs your ancestor 100 calories of energy. Being caught by a predator costs them everything they will ever have. When the price of a false alarm is that small, and the price of missing a real one is that final, the logic becomes brutal and simple. You should run even when the danger is unlikely. You should run even when you are almost certainly wrong, so your ancestors ran. Again and again, from shadows that turned out to be wind. They looked foolish 1,000 times. And they lived, because the 1,001st time, it was real. Your anxiety is not a broken machine. It is a smoke detector, turned up loud, doing its job. But there is a clue hidden in what actually scares us, because the alarm is strangely picky. Two psychologists, Anna Oman and Susan Minaker, spent years studying that pickiness. They found that people learn some fears almost instantly. A snake, a spider, a steep drop, a pair of angry eyes staring straight at you. Give a person one bad moment with a snake, and the fear can lock in deep and fast. These were the dangers that stalked your ancestors for millions of years. The brain seems to come prepared to fear them. Now look at what truly threatens you today. A car moving at 70 miles an hour, an electrical outlet, a lit cigarette, a mountain of sugar. These things injure and kill enormous numbers of people every single year, and almost nobody lies awake in terror of a wall socket. Your alarm barely notices them. It was tuned in a world that had snakes but no sockets, cliffs but no cars. So it guards the ancient dangers with everything it has, and it waves the new deadlier ones calmly past. You will leap back from a spider in the bathtub. You will then climb into a 2-ton metal machine and drive it down a motorway without a second thought. The things that frighten you are not the things most likely to hurt you. They are the things that frightened the people who came before you. And the alarm is quicker than you are. A neuroscientist named Joseph Ledoux spent much of his career mapping how fear travels through the brain. Deep inside your head sits a small, say, almond-shaped cluster called the amygdala. Think of it as the trigger the alarm is wired to. When your senses catch something that might be a threat, the signal takes 2 roads at once. One road is slow and careful. It climbs up to the thinking part of your brain, which studies the thing and asks, calmly, whether it is really a problem. The other road, is a shortcut. It runs almost straight to the amygdala, and it does not wait for an answer. So picture the moment. You are walking, and something long and curved is lying across the path ahead. Your body has already flinched. Your heart is already pounding. Your feet have already stopped. And only then, a heartbeat later, does the thinking part catch up and murmur, "Relax. It is a garden hose." You did not decide to be afraid. The fear arrived first, and you met it on its way in. That tiny head start. The fraction of a second the alarm has over your conscious mind is not a flaw. For an ancestor meeting a real snake, that head start was the whole difference between living and not. So you carry an ancient alarm built for a world of predators, cliffs, and rustling grass. The trouble is that this world is mostly gone. Some researchers describe what is left as a kind of mismatch. The idea, explored by psychologists such as Norman Lee, Mark van Vugt and their colleagues, is that a mind shaped for one world can misfire in another. Your ancestors' fears had a clean shape. A threat appeared. The body surged. You ran or you fought, and then it ended. The predator left. The storm passed. The alarm fell quiet, and the body settled. Now look at your own day. The threat is an email you have not answered. It is a message left unread. A bill, a number in a banking app, a stranger's face in a comment section. None of these things can bite you, and none of them ever truly leave. You cannot outrun your inbox. So the alarm that was built for short, sharp danger now hums all day with nowhere to send its energy. A 2026 study by the researchers Jose Yong and Sarah Chan argues that our crowded, hyper-connected modern world may be quietly overstimulating these ancient instincts. The old systems scan the grassland for a single predator. The new one scans 1,000 notifications all day long and never gets the all clear. It may not be that your life is more dangerous than your ancestors' lives. It may simply be that the danger never seems to end. So what do you do with an alarm like this? The first thing is to understand it, not as an enemy and not as a defect, but as something old and loyal that is trying to keep you alive. When your heart races over something small, a part of you is doing precisely what it was built to do. Ness, who named the smoke detector principle, is careful about one thing, and it is worth being careful about too. Everyday worry is one thing. But anxiety that floods a life, that steals someone's sleep and swallows their days, is real. And it is not a weakness, and it is not something a person is meant to simply think their way out of alone. It is a genuine condition. It can be treated. And reaching for help is not a failure of the alarm or of the person. This is a story about where the feeling comes from. It is not a diagnosis, and it is not a cure. So the next time your heart pounds over nothing, try not to fight it. That feeling is older than language, older than farming, older than fire. It belonged to every ancestor who ran from a shadow that turned out to be only wind. They ran, and they felt foolish, and they lived. Your alarm cries wolf so easily because the ones who never cried wolf are not here. They never lived long enough to become anyone's ancestors.